Engineer Alcantara then delivered to me the 25% commitment, approximately 213 million, which I delivered to Senator Jinggoy at the Artiaga building in San Juan City. Ryan Altea collected the commitment for Senator Chis Escudero. He delivered to me the commitment at Diamond Hotel. About a week later, sometime February 2025, I informed Senator Revilla that the same was ready for turnover. Yeah. Before the start of the campaign period for national elective positions, I directed one of my aides to deliver commitment amounting to 250 million to the residence of Senator Revilla at the White House compound, Aguinaldo Highway, Bacolod, Cavite. Eventually, during the first quarter of 2023, the commitment was delivered to Carlin for Senator Binay in several tranches in Makati and Quezon City.
Nako, wala ho tayong maraming pag-uusapan dito sa video na to. Umpisaan ho natin ang ating talakayan dito sa opening statement nitong si Boy Inarte. Langyang yan. Umalis-alis ka, ikaw rin pala magiging chairperson. Pinatagal nyo lang ang usapan. Pambihira, dapat tapos na tong issue na to eh. Ang dami mo kasi kahartihan. At talagang inayos nyo pa yung mga mga ilalatag nyo dyan. Dapat akmang-akma sa naratibo ng Estado. Pero bago ho yan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung join button, nandyan lang ho sa bahay na nga. Umpisahan ho natin ang ating talakayan dito sa opening salvo nitong si Boy Inarte. Umalis-alis, babalik din pala. Dapat kung umalis ka na, kahit anong pilit pa nila sa'yo, wag ka nang bumalik. Sa bagay, no, ikaw ang napili nitong si Marcos Jr. para salansanin itong issue na to dyan sa Senado. Ikaw ang napili ni Martin Romualdez para ilihis doon sa mga talagang mesala itong issue ng flood control scandal na to. Umpisahan mo na ang paglilihis. Ping Lacson, Boy Tago, gang!
The members of the House of Representatives implicated by the disguised spouses, as well as Congressman Martin Romualdez and Congressman Eric Yap, cited by Mr. Orly Gutesa, were invited to attend this hearing. Incumbent congressmen were invited through a letter dated 12 November 2025 to Speaker Faustino Boji D. III of the House of Representatives. Now, according to Speaker D, the members will not be appearing before the committee today in order to avoid any possible prejudice to the ongoing investigation and eventual findings of the ICI, Independent Commission for Infrastructure, given that the invited members have already submitted themselves to its jurisdiction and proceedings. Mr. Saldico was similarly invited to appear before this committee. However, his lawyer, Attorney Rui Alberto Rondain, replied that Mr. Co is unable to attend, citing that he is still overseas due to medical reasons. Let me state clearly that this committee takes strong exception to the statement made by Attorney Rondain. Specifically, his apprehension, and I quote, "I'm apprehensive that any statement he," referring to Mr. Saldico, "may give before the committee will, at best, preempt any defense he may set up." Our invitation was directed to Mr. Co himself, not to his lawyer. Suffice it to say that Article 1, speaking of jurisdiction, Section 2 of the Rules of the Blue Ribbon clearly states, and I quote, "The filing or pendency of any prosecution or criminal action shall not stop or abate any inquiry to carry out a legislative purpose." Several of the invitees were also sent their excuse letters. Number 1, Jonathan Quirante of Quirante Construction. Excuse, needs to attend to personal operations and project sites affected by Typhoon Tino and needs more time to organize documents. Number 2, Yumir Villanueva of Top Notch Catalyst Builders. Excuse, prior engagement. Number 3, Engineer RJ Dumasig. Excuse, scheduled appearance at the DOJ at 1 p.m. today.
What a coincidence. Merong hearing ngayon dito dyan sa Senado, pero ang tagal nang naka-anunsyo, pero inuna pa rin yung appointment niya sa DOJ. Palakpakan ho natin ito mga walang yang to. Pambihira, oo. Palakpakan ho natin. Ibang klase talaga tong si Ping Lacson, Boy Tago, oo. Talagang kitang-kita ho na talagang itong hearing na to ang dating ho parang sa reswela ho sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Oh, yan. Para sa mga nag-aantay ng hearing, pagbibigyan na namin kayo. Ika nga, talagang pinasabik namin kayo. Nagkaroon pa ng napakaraming sinima bago kami mag-hearing ulit. Umalis, linigawan, naging siya ulit. Anak ng Veterang Karapatan. Ano to, showbiz? Pambira.
The following also sent excuse letters based on alleged medical reasons. Engineer Gerard Opulencia, Regional Director, DPWH NCR. District Engineer Manny Bulusan, District Engineer, South Manila District Engineering Office. Commissioner Mario Lipana. The committee also sought the assistance of the Bureau of Immigration to obtain available information on the following individuals: Mark Bakiran Bunagan, Alan Colesio, John Paul Estrada, Orly Regala Gutesa, and Mark Texay. In the response letter dated 30 November 2025, the Bureau informed the committee that there is no record of departure for Mr. Bunagan, Mr. Gutesa, and Mr. Texay. Meanwhile, Mr. Colesio is confirmed to be in the country, having returned from a brief trip abroad from October 18 to October 24, 2025. In the case of Mr. John Paul Estrada, the reported aide of Mr. Saldico, the BI reported that he left the country on September 2, 2025, bound for Hong Kong, and has not returned to the Philippines to date. We're now coordinating with the Philippine Center for Transnational Crime, PCTC, to coordinate with Interpol to track the movement or movements of Mr. John Paul Estrada, as well as other personalities who are now abroad, whose attendance will be needed by this committee. Lastly, this representation received a copy of an order dated October 24, 2025, penned by Carolina or Judge Carolina C. Ecasiano Sison, Executive Judge of the Manila Regional Trial Court, in relation to the investigation conducted by her office on the authenticity of the notarization of the Sinumpaang Salaysay executed by Mr. Orly Gutesa, allegedly notarized by Attorney Pechi Rose or G. Espera. For the record, the committee notes that the notarial monthly report submitted by Attorney Espera covers notarized documents recorded under Notarial Book Number 3, specifically Book Number 3, Document Number 41-173, pages 10 to 36. Period, September.
I-forward na ho natin to. Wala namang kwenta mga pinagsasabi nitong si Ping Lacson dito sa ano niya na to, opening salvo niya na to eh. Punta na ho tayo doon kay Bernardo. Balita ho natin, marami daw siyang ilinaglag doon. Maliban sa dalawang pangalan, maliban ha, kay Saldico at kay Martin Romualdez. Ilis muna natin, doon tayo sa mga dating senador. Game, punta ho tayo dito. Game.
Roberto Bernardo. He has submitted this supplemental affidavit to the Department of Justice, and we want to hear, for the record, his Sinumpang Salaysay as submitted, or supplemental affidavit. This is supplemental to the September 25 affidavit that he submitted likewise to the Department of Justice, which he also testified before this committee. So, Undersecretary Bernardo, you're recognized.
Yan na, si Bernardo na ho.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and the honorable members of the...
Balita ho natin, madiin daw ho itong star witness na to ni Ping Lacson Boytago. Ano bago dyan? Kilala na namin yun eh. Ika nga, ano yun eh, hindi naman nagtitell all yun eh. Yun lang mga pwedeng sabihin na ika nga kaya siyang protektahan ng mga hindi niya sasabihin ang kanyang babanggitin niya sa testimonya na yan. Di ba? Halimbawa, kaya kang protektahan nitong individual na to laban dito sa mga babanggitin mo o banggitin mo yan. Pero pagka binanggit mo yung mga ika nga pumupustura na puprotekta sa'yo na silang most guilty dito, ay hindi niya ho babanggitin yung mga yan.
Blue Ribbon Committee.
Lokohan
Mr.
yan.
Chair, may I be allowed to read an opening statement?
Go ahead. How many minutes?
3 minutes lang po.
Go ahead.
Okay. Salamat po. Dear Senator Lacson and honorable members of the Blue Ribbon Committee, again, I am Roberto R. Bernardo, formerly an Undersecretary for Operations of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Today, I am once more before the Honorable Blue Ribbon Committee upon
Galingan
its
mo.
invitation
Galingan mo, especially in delivery, Brad. Galingan mo yan, galingan mo.
and consistent with my assurance during my first appearance last September 25, 2025 to fully cooperate in its ongoing investigation. I am here not only out of respect for the invitation of the Honorable Committee. More importantly, I am compelled to come clean because of my fear of God Almighty and my ardent desire for my countrymen to give me a chance to
Fear on God Almighty. Anak ng tawa, batukan kita dyan, natanggalin yung salamin mo eh. Nakita mo yung mic, kainin mo. Talaga ka, fear on God Almighty. Pagkatapos nyo magnakaw, ganun sasabihin mo sa amin. Kung di kayo nahuli, di kayo matatakot sa Diyos. Walang yaka, oo.
atone for what I have done and failed to do, for which I offer no excuse or justification. Nung ako'y nabanggit sa mga irregularidad na ito, ang una kong naisip ay manahimik tungkol sa nalalaman ko. Haharapin ko na lang ang mga asunto na isasampa sa akin. Ako ay aasa na lamang sa pamamagitan ng aking pananahimik ay makakakuha ako ng proteksyon mula sa makapangyarihan sa politika at maimpluwensyang mga personalidad na silang may pakana o kaya nagbigay daan sa mga irregularidad na ito. Gayunpaman, napagtanto ko na ang isang pagkakamali ay hindi maaaring iwasto ng isa pang pagkakamali. At kung may maisang pamangkaso ay maaaring magtagal ito bago matapos. Sa aking pagkakaalam sa mga nakarang scam, tulad ng ilang kaso ng PDAF, mahigit isang dekada na ang nakalipas, hanggang ngayon ay dinidinig pa.
Concern? Concern ka, Brad? Concern ka sa kalagayan ng sambayanan? Ganon? Kapal naman ang mukha mo.
Kawawa ang bayan.
Wow! Biglang nakawa sa bayan itong si Gunggo. Nangyayang awa ka sa bayan?
Di ko matiyak kung
Yan
ang
ba ang script na ibinigay sa'yo? Galingan mo basahin yan, Brad.
mga pangunahing may sala sa mga irregularidad na ito ay mapapatawan ng kaukulang parusa sa lalong madaling panahon. Gayunpaman, umaasa ako na sa pamamagitan ng kasulukuyang mga pagdinig ay makakabuo ang ating mga mambabatas ng kaukulang batas na hindi lamang tutugon sa epekto ng mga maanumalyang gawain ito, kundi na rin makakapigil sa pag-ulit nito. The magnitude of the irregularities and how this have gravely affected and will affect our nation and its citizens cannot be overemphasized. I am committed to disclose everything that I know regarding these anomalies, particularly the complicated and ingenious ways by which these were carried out and perpetrated all these years. This, despite the serious threats to my personal safety and that of my family and loved ones. Mula sa aking paninilbihan bilang isang mababang laborer hanggang ako'y naging isang undersecretary, napag-alaman ko na ang profesional na kakayahan at integridad ay maaaring hindi sapat upang matiyak ang tagumpay sa profesional na karera ng isang tao. Nakapaloob sa isang tiwaling sistema kung saan ang isang tao ay pinangakuan ng biyaya o kaya'y pinipilit na lumahok sa mga irregularidad. Ang takot sa maaaring masamang mangyari bunga ng hindi pagsunod o pagnanais na rin sa personal na pakinabang o kaya'y kombinasyon ng dalawang ito ay sumisira sa moral na direksyon ng isang tao. Lalo na kung ang mga dapat na may pangunahing kakayanan na humadlang sa masamang gawain ay siya ring may pakana nito at nagbibigay daan dito. Naniniwala ako na hindi lamang ako ang nakaranas sa sitwasyong ito. Nakikiusap ako sa mga nasa ganitong kalalagayan na magtiwala sa kinauukulan at lumantad na at makipagtulungan sa kasalukuyang investigasyon. In connection with my application for cover...
Kanino ka ba nananawagan yan, Brad? Kay Saldico? Naku, di uuwi yun. Pambira, di uuwi yung ano na yun, yung si Saldico. Kanino? Yung Mark Texayat dito. Kaya hindi uuwi yun. Ikaw lang ang pwede magsalita dyan. Ikaw lang kasi pwede magturo ng mga bagong pangalan dyan sa Senado. Okay?
Coverage as a state witness under Republic Act number 6981, I have earlier submitted to the Department of Justice a second supplemental affidavit further clarifying my previous disclosures on the government flood control and other infrastructure projects subject of the present proceedings. Once again, with the assurance of the Honorable Committee that my rights and benefits under RA 6981 shall be respected, I will be submitting the second supplemental affidavit to the Honorable Committee with the prior authority of the Department of Justice through the Honorable Frederick A. Vida, Acting DOJ Secretary, as set out in an authority to disclose, which I am likewise submitting to the Honorable Committee. Thank you.
Ang bira, no? Pagkatapos tayong pinagnakawan, ang dating parang siya pa superhero ngayon. Walang yung Bernardo to. Di ba? O, tingnan natin kung meron siyang picture, meron siyang mga ebidensya, meron siyang conversation sa kanyang mga isisiwalat dito sa video na to. Kasi kung wala rin lang naman, walang kaibahan yung mga sinabi mo doon sa sinabi nito si Master Sergeant Orly Gutesa. Okay? Abangan ho natin mga kababayan.
Proceed with your statement.
Second supplemental affidavit. I, Roberto R. Bernardo, Filipino, of legal age and a resident of Manolo City, Bulacan, under oath, hereby depose and state. I am submitting this second supplemental affidavit consisted with my desire to set forth my knowledge about the irregularities in government flood control and other infrastructure projects, as well as to obtain peace of mind and preserve the truth. Among other factors, the contents of this second supplemental affidavit had to be violated by me by making reference to an assortment of personal notes and records, deep thinking, as well as confirming with persons certain details regarding the time, place, manner, and circumstances under which the events narrated hereunder occurred.
Basta bigyan mo kami ng ebidensya, picture, resibo, pirma. Kasi kung laway lang yan, walang kaibahan yan doon kay Master Sergeant Orly Gutesa. Kay Gutesa, hindi pwede yung laway-laway, hindi pwede yung kanyang personal knowledge. Ganon? Oh, sige.
Moreover, owing to the passage of time and the fact that I am no longer part of the DPWH following my retirement in August 2025, the process of collecting facts and details had progressed slower than expected, contributing to the delay in the submission of this second supplemental affidavit. Also, I would like to make clear that while the facts narrated below are based on my direct personal knowledge and fortified by official DPWH records, the kickback scheme pertaining to the collection and handoff of the commitments to the relevant public officers occur practically without any paper trail. A statement of facts available.
Ping, narinig mo ba yon? Walang paper trail, ha? Huwag kayong manghingi ng, manghingi ng lag dyan sa mga subdivision na pinagdalhan ng pera. Kasi walang paper trail yan, pag nanakaw yan. Okay? At hindi magpipicture-picture yan. Alam ng illegal na yung ginagawa nila, okay? Bernardo, okay lang. Gutesa, hindi. Gutesa, hindi konektado dito sa mga talagang high-profile individual na nababanggit dito. Ay, Bernardo, hindi konektado dito kay Zaldico, dito kay Martin Romualdez. Diba? Hindi siya trabahante. Pero dito sa video na to, sa tingin ko, paniwalang-paniwala itong mga senador. Pero si Gutesa ho, security consultant. Yan.
To all. Applicable to all. Over the decades that I worked for the DPWH, it has always been my philosophy to form good working relationships between and among my bosses and our superiors, inferiors and our subordinates, and other colleagues, even without the promise or expectation of a reward or personal advantage. I would rather troubleshoot problems than develop enemies and immediately address all concerns. I would do this so that I can effectively perform my duties and responsibilities under the DPWH. Unfortunately, this professional orientation of mine has forced me to compromising situations that include the matters narrated hereunder. I reiterate my deep remorse and guilt for what I have done, and I am now animated by an honest desire to help rectify the institutional defects in the systems and operations, not only of DPWH, but also other government agencies, and help in developing lasting and meaningful reforms. I can confirm, based on my personal knowledge, that in some form or another, and on various extents, based on current setup, each and every DPWH official, employee from top and down the line is buffeted with various avenues of corrupt acts and practices. This would include high-ranking members of the department, such as secretary, undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, regional directors, district engineers, bids and awards committee members, engineers, inspectors, and all the way down to laborers. This is also true for several top officials of other departments and or agencies, such as but not limited to the Department of Finance, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Department of Health, Department of Education, Department of Agriculture, Department of Agrarian Reform, Department of Transportation, Philippine Charity Sweepstakes, Philippine Coconut Authority, etc.
Yan.
Moreover, I can
Layo mo kay
confirm,
Martin
based on
Romualdez
my
at kay
personal
Saldi
knowledge,
Cobrad.
that in some form or another, and on various extents, most proponents have their own designated contractors who will take on the projects for the former's benefit and advantage. Sometimes, other proponents would request me to suggest contractors for them who are known to me or referred to me by friends and other personalities. There are situations that national and local elected politicians would request me to source projects for them. If given more time and opportunity to review the records and confirm supporting facts, I may be able to particularize the details of these transactions and dealings. Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr.
Nako.
I have a close and friendly relationship with Senator Ramon Bong Revilla, and we go all the way back since the time of Amay Bisaya and Mayor Viseo, who first introduced me to the former legislator while I was still a district engineer in Laguna sometime in 2005 or 2006. We frequently meet in important social gatherings. Senator Revilla later on became a godparent of two of my daughters, while I became a godparent to one of his children. When Senator Revilla was incarcerated, I visited him several times at the PNP Custodial Center at Camp Crame. Because of our close relationship, Senator Revilla had asked me for assistance on several matters which I can no longer exactly recall at the moment because this happened a long time ago. And I presently don't.
Latagan mo kami ng ebidensya. Latagan mo kami ng paper trail. Latagan mo kami. Ayaw namin yung personal knowledge na yan. Kay Gutesa, di pwede. Ganon? Ganon gusto nyo? Walang nga talaga itong mga senador. Di ba? Di ba gusto ni Ping Lacson, kulang na lang resibo ng pinagbigyan niya ng mali-malitang pera? Kay Bong Revilla, okay lang. Na personal knowledge. Kay Gutesa, hindi pwede.
Don't have records to help me reconstruct the events. Sometime in the third quarter of 2024, Senator Revilla and I met where he asked me for a list of projects for funding, ostensibly to help him in his national campaign. When Senator Revilla asked me about the percentage of the commitment, I suggested either 20 or 25, to which Senator Revilla said 25%. Soon thereafter, also in the third quarter of 2024, I asked then District Engineer Henry Alcantara to prepare a list of projects, which he subsequently gave to me. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex A. Moreover, still in the third quarter of 2024, I also asked then District Engineer, but later Regional Director for NCR, Engineer Gerard Opalencia, to prepare a list of projects, which he subsequently gave to me. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as annex.
Gets ko na bakit ayaw mong dumalo sa mga imbitasyon ng ICI kasi diyan mo isisiwalat ang matinding revelasyon na yan. Para naman kahit paano merong silbi ang hearing na yan at masabi nila na dito meron kaming napadugong isang pangalan ni Bong Revilla naman ngayon. Pero matagal na natin naririnig ang na yan nabanggit na ang pangalan nitong si Bong Revilla sa mga pagdinig kung di ho tayo nagkakamali. Kumbaga dito dahil si Bernardo ang nagsabi at dahil si Ping Lacson ng Boy Tago ang sumasalansan ngayon, talagang kailangan kapanipaniwala. Yan.
Next B. I had the list of projects totaling 1.5 billion submitted by Engineer Henry and Engineer Gerard, consolidated in one sheet of paper, and gave the same to Senator Revilla in the third quarter of 2024. With respect to the projects under the NEP and HGAB, I followed this up with Secretary Manny Bonoan upon request of Senator Revilla, who would also follow this up with Yusek Cathy Cabral.
Nako?
The White House compound is the ancestral home of the Revillas with the large Blue Gate entrance at that time. Sometime in the last quarter of 2024, Engineer Alcantara...
Yan, pagka sinasalarawan yung mga lugar, pagkakataon, pagka si Bernardo, maniniwala yan, si Ping Lacson, Boy Tago. Pero pag si Master Sergeant Orly Gutesa, binanggit yung mga lugar nitong mga si Saldico at Martin Romualdez, magbigay ka pa ng marami pang ebidensya. Yan. Magbigay ka ng resibo. Yan. Ganoon.
Collected the 25% commitment of about 125 million and informed me that the same was ready for turnover through Engineer Gerard Opalencia. Engineer Gerard Opalencia told me that the 25% commitment was already loaded in my vehicle. After receipt of the 25% commitment, which were packed in 6 cardboard boxes, each containing at least 20 million, and one paper bag containing 5 million. I called up Senator Revilla to inform him the same is ready to be turned over to him. Sometime December 2024, probably the Monday after my receipt of the commitment, my driver and I went to the residence of Senator Revilla. Upon reaching the area, I tried calling Senator Revilla, but he was not answering my call, so I waited. After waiting for approximately 1 hour at a nearby gasoline station, we were finally allowed inside the compound by the guard. Once inside, we parked the vehicle, and shortly upon alighting, I saw Senator Revilla at the terrace. I walked over to Senator Revilla for a casual talk. While the boxes were being unloaded, Senator Revilla and I talked for about 20 to 25 minutes. I asked him, "Sen, bakit hindi ka nangangampanya?" Senator Bong replied, "Okay naman pare, maganda results ng survey. Relax muna." The personnel of Senator Revilla helped in unloading the boxes. After the delivery of the commitment, I headed back to Manila. Sometime late January or February 2025, in relation to a list of projects submitted by Engineer Gerard Opulencia, Senator Revilla called me to follow up on the status of the commitment. About a week later, sometime February 2025, I informed Senator Revilla that the same was ready for turnover.
Yeah.
Before the start of the campaign period for national elective positions, I directed one of my aides to deliver commitment amounting to 250 million to the residence of Senator Revilla at the White House compound, Aguinaldo Highway, Bacoor, Cavite. Senator Nancy Binay. Carlin Yap Villa is the aide of Senator Nancy Binay who transacted with me regarding the latter's projects.
Ano ho yan? Kumbaga babanggitin niya din yung mga pangalan ng mga tauhan nitong si Nancy Binay. Kagaya nung ginawa nitong si Master Sergeant Gorlie Gutesa nung binanggit niya si Mark Teksay at si Paul Estrada. Diba? Ganyan din yan. Pero pagka si, itong si Boy, ang pangal to, Bernardo, okay lang. Kailangan paniwalaan. Pero si Gutesa, kailangan pa ng resibo at ebidensya. Dito hindi na kailangan. Kasi nabanggit nila mga kasamahan niyo dyan.
And commitment. If I recall correctly, I first met Carlin in the year 2018 during the budget season at the Senate. Eventually, sometime 2019, Yusek Trigib Olivar, whom I knew very well, endorsed Carlin to me. From then on, Carlin would contact me directly to follow up the status of different matters. Sometime fourth quarter in 2022, Carlin, claiming to act on behalf of Senator Binay, asked my help for the transfer of an assistant district engineer in Mindanao to another district, a request which I endorsed to Sec. Bunoan. Sometime during the third to fourth quarter of 2022, Carlin requested on behalf of Senator Binay for a list of projects worth around 1.882 billion with 12% commitment. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex C. I got 3% of 1.882 billion. I prepared a list of projects within my area of jurisdiction with the help of DPW's officials, but could not recall at this time exactly who among them gave me the list. But I can recall that it was Engineer Manny Bulusan who coordinated the collection of the commitment. Eventually, during the first quarter of 2023, the commitment was delivered to Carlin for Senator Binay in several tranches in Makati and Quezon City. But I could not recall at this time the details of the delivery.
Politika ho yan eh, yung mga Binay, mga Revilla. Ano ba? Ito ba mga Revilla na to sa susunod na 2028 presidential election? Naglilin ba ho sila sa mga Duterte? Hindi, nagtatanong lang naman tayo. Ano ba tayo ng mga Revilla dyan sa House of Representatives? Duterte ho ba sila o administration? Kasi kung Duterte sila, hindi sila bumoto doon sa mga panggiba sa mga Duterte. Talagang isa sa mga magiging dahilan sa mga ganitong klaseng revelasyon. Pero kung talaga may kasalanan niya si Revilla, panagutin din yan. Pero ang galaw ho kasi ng administrasyon na to, mas una ho natin tingnan yung pamumulitika kaysa doon sa sinseridad nilang ma-resolve yung mga issue ngayon sa ating bansa. Diba? Ganyan lang naman ho yan. Pagka ababa itong mga na to, parang magduduterte to sa 2028, bigyan na nga natin. Ngayon sa ginawa ho ng administrasyon na yan, talaga namang kaalyado nila itong si Bong Revilla. At saka ito, kaibigan ho ito ni Martin Romualdez. Diba? Sa tingin nyo ba, sa ginawa na yan ng administrasyon, ganyan-ganyan na lamang, sa bagay, Cavite. Mga Remulla din pala yan. Revilla yan. Abangan ang susunod na kabanata.
But I undertake to submit additional information thereon. Sometime last quarter of 2023, Carlin again asked for Senator Binay a list of projects for inclusion and funding under the 2024 GAA, which I provided with the help of Engineer Gerard Apulescia and Engineer Henry Alcantara. The total list of projects initially amounted to 2.5 billion, but which was reduced to 1.672 billion. The said projects are enumerated in the list here to attach as Annex D. Apparently, some individual or group offered Senator Binay a higher amount of commitment of 15% instead of the previous 12%, with the promise that the commitment would be released much earlier. Yusek Trigiv learned about the plan to transact with this individual or group, and I was informed by Yusek Trigiv that he confronted Carlin and said to her, "Bakit nyo binabawasan ng kay Robert? Siya din naman ang nilalapitan ng mga yan pagka nagkakaproblema." However, sometime later part of December 2023, Carlin called me and requested for a 50 million advance for Senator Binay's shoes for the holiday season because the individual or group was unable to deliver on their promise, and which I then helped to fix. Thereafter, Carlin told me that Senator Binay was expecting an increase in the commitment from 12 to 15%, which I agreed to fulfill. I did not get any percentages from the aforementioned projects worth 1.672 billion, but I was reimbursed the 50 million which I earlier advanced. I was nurturing goodwill with Senator Binay by fulfilling the commitment. Sometime 2024, Carlin requested me to relay to Sec Bunoan Senator Binay's request for some allocation under the NEP, which I did. Sec Bunoan allocated 500 million for Senator Binay under the NEP for 2025, which I relayed to Carlin. Carlin told me to prepare a list of projects for the 500 million allocation. I then asked a list of projects from Engineer Henry and Engineer Gerard worth 500 million, which I then submitted in person with Sec Bunoan, who then told me he will instruct Yusek Cabral to include the same in the NEP. The list of projects was included in the NEP for 2025. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex E. Likewise, sometime in the last quarter of 2024, Carlin for Senator Binay asked for a list of projects to be included in the 2025 GAA. I then directed Engineer Henry and Engineer Gerard Apulescia to prepare a consolidated list of projects. I submitted a list of projects totaling 3 billion to Carlin, but only approximately 2.6 billion was included. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex F. After these projects appeared in the GAA, Engineer Bulusan, Engineer Apulescia, and myself collected, raised, and prepared the 15% commitment, which was all turned over to me. There were difficulties in collecting the commitment, as there were contractors, congressmen who did not give amount considering the issue of for later release projects totaling approximately 80 million more or less, which I had to advance. Despite this total commitment collected and raised for Senator Binay was 15% of 1.2 billion or around 468 million more or less. I earlier mentioned that the 37 million more or less was delivered at Horseshoe Village, Quezon City, which refers to the amount collected by Engineer Henry Alcantara. But upon full recollection, there were two deliveries. The first delivery amounted to 340 million at a house in Horseshoe Village, Quezon City, and the second delivery amounted to at least 200 million at another house, but also in Horseshoe Village, Quezon City. After the second delivery, Carlin told me, "Kinuha na ni Sir, salamat raw. Hindi ka raw kakalimutan sa Makati." The Sir refers to the husband of Senator Binay.
Nako, pati ito po si Binay. Yari dito si Binay. Si Grace po, hindi, wala si Grace po. Ba't yung mga kasama sa yung mga nasa budget deliberation, yung mga nasa finance committee at appropriation, walang nasasali. Ano to? Panibagong diversion, pakulong yung mga yan. Pero hindi yan yung mga talagang mga proponent. Yung mga proponent, ba't puro senador? Ba't wala congressman or Bernardo? Tell all ka. Kaya kayo nang paghahalata eh.
I did not get any percentages from the projects worth 3,120 million for NEP and GAA for Senator Binay. Senator Chis Escudero and Maynard Ngu.
Yan.
I met Maynard Ngu at the Manila City Hall during the term of Mayor Erap, and I was...
Nasecure na ba nila si Maynard Ngu? Kung nasecure na si Maynard Ngu, pwede na nilang banggitin ang pangalan ni Chis Escudero. Pambihira. Same din pala. Chis Escudero, Bong Revilla, Nancy Binay, sino pa babanggitin mo dyan? Jingo Estrada at saka Joel Villanueva. Ubusin mo lahat na Senador Brad. Wala kang babanggitin na congressman. Kasi pag may nabanggit na congressman dyan, anak kong mayayari ka sa amo mo. Yari ka kay Ping Lacson.
I was the city engineer of Manila sometime in 2013. Maynard Ngu is a familiar figure in a social political circles, as he would be handling substantial donations to politicians during election season, including the distribution of mobile phones. During the 2022 national elections, Maynard Ngu approached me and asked for help in raising campaign funds. I and other DPWH officials assisted Maynard Ngu in raising campaign funds. These frequent interactions with Maynard Ngu at the court helped me in building our mutual trust with each other, especially in favor of Senator Escudero, whose interest Maynard Ngu was actively promoting. Maynard Ngu was appointed special envoy to China for trade, investments, and tourism in 2023. When Senator Chis Escudero became Senate President in 2024, Maynard Ngu approached me and asked for a list of projects for Senator Chis Escudero. Thereafter, sometime November 2024, I asked Engineer Opolencia to prepare a list of projects for Senator Chis Escudero following my conversation with Maynard Ngu. Thereafter, Engineer Opolencia submitted to me a list of projects for funding. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex G. For the projects located in Valenzuela, Engineer Opolencia, through District Engineer Ruel Umali, collected the money for the commitment for Senator Chis Escudero. He delivered the commitment at Diamond Hotel. We saw each other at the Diamond Hotel, and Engineer Opolencia told me, nasa inyo na po, boss. When I asked my driver to confirm, the driver told me, nasa akin na po, okay na po. For the projects located in Marinduque, Engineer Opolencia, through Regional Director Ryan Altea, collected the commitment for Senator Chis Escudero. He delivered to me the commitment at Diamond Hotel. Engineer Opolencia called me and said, may papadala ako sa inyo ngayon. Sa iyo ngayon, dadalhin na lang po sa Diamond. Later, the driver
Meron ka bang screenshot ng conversation na yan?
told me, nasa akin na po, okay na po. Following a deeper recollection of the facts and checking with public records, I can now confirm that in addition to the Valenzuela and Marinduque projects, Engineer Opolencia also provided the list of projects for Oriental Mindoro and Quezon City. The complete list of projects for Senator Chis Escudero is worth 1.4 billion with 20% commitment. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex H. Sometime early 2025, I made the first delivery of 160 million for Senator Chis Escudero at the Cherry Mobile Building at Maynard Ngu in Apacible Street, Manila. Thereafter, early 2025, I made the second delivery of 120 million for Senator Chis Escudero, also at the Cherry Mobile Building of Maynard Ngu. Senator Jinggoy Estrada.
Yan na. Oh.
I have known Senator Jinggoy Ejercito Estrada since I met Senator Jinggoy Estrada through the social circles of Senator Bong Revilla.
Yan.
We usually had encounters during social gatherings of people in the movie industry. We developed a close
Na ano
relationship.
natin, no, na nanonostra natin kung sino yung mga pangalan na babanggitin. Nako, pag nagtulong-tulong yung mga individual na yan, nako, mayayari kayo dyan. Pagka sinabi niya, okay, sige na, banggitin nyo na mga pangalan namin. Walang niya kayo. Sige, banggitin nyo na. Pero dapat pumunta tayo sa ika nga, lahat ng ano dyan, lahat ng ang pinaka-mastermind dito sa scandal na to. Hindi ho silang mga mastermind dito. Sa manwala ko kayo sa hindi. Siguro meron kumita dyan sa mga yan. Pero ako'y naniniwala, malayo pa ho tayo sa katotohanan. Lahat ho ng ano na to, lahat ho ng kabalbalan na to, ano ho ito, para ho ito mailihi sa mga talagang ika nga, mga sangkot dito sa mastermind dito sa usapin na to. Ano kaya mangyayari sa plenaryo niyan? Pambihira, ganyan. Mga senador, tinatakot ba kayo ni Tuta Soto tsaka nitong si Ping Lacson Boytago? Hindat nyo lang yung mata nyo kung tinatakot kayo, ha. Pagka pumirma kayo dyan sa ano na yan, resolution na pagbakante sa pwesto ng ano, baka kayo nasusunod na banggitin na to.
Sometime in 2010, when I was Assistant Regional Director of DPWH Region 4A, Senator Jinggoy was backing me to become a Regional Director. When I failed to become a Regional Director, I applied for the position of City Engineer, and Senator Jinggoy was one of those who recommended me. When he was incarcerated, I would visit him, but sometimes together with then City Mayor Joseph Erap Estrada. Sometime in 2023, Senator Jinggoy requested Secretary Bunoan through me for projects worth 500 million. Secretary Bunoan agreed to give 450 million for the DPW's NCR building, which Yuse Cabral included in the NEP for 2024 with an 18% commitment for Senator Jinggoy. Senator Jinggoy called me sometime in the third quarter of 2024 and asked me to request the amount of 1 billion from Sec Bunoan. Senator Jinggoy said, "Tulungan mo na lang ako dyan kasi marami pa akong tutulungan sa eleksyon." I replied, "Okay na ba ang 25% Sen?" Sen Jinggoy responded, "Okay na ang 25%. I relayed to Sec Bunoan the request of Sen Jinggoy. The former then asked me to prepare a list of projects for the latter. In turn, I asked Engineer Gerard Opalencia for a list of projects. When Engineer Opalencia gave me the list, I gave it to Secretary Bunoan, who told me that he will give the same to Yuse Cabral and that the latter will take care of it. At the moment, I cannot locate the list or a copy thereof. Later on, I saw that some of these projects totaling 500 million and included in the list I gave to Sec Bunoan were listed in the NEP for that year. These projects, as appearing in the NEP, are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex I hereof. Thereafter, Senator Jinggoy called me and asked me what happened.
Ano na lang ako, kumbaga, yung binanggit nila nung mga nagdaang hearing nitong si Bryce Hernandez, itong si Henry Alcantara, magko-corroborate lang ho nitong si Bernardo para talagang ika nga kahit paano yung malihis na naman natin ang usapan doon talaga sa mga totoong mastermind. Hindi ho sila mastermind dyan, ha. Kung napadalan sila, ganyan talaga, tumanggap sila. Kung tumanggap sila, di natin sinasabi tumanggap sila. Kasi pagkadating kay Gutesa, pagka sinabi niya, ano yan, di totoo yan. Pagka dito kay Bernardo, wala rin naman mga resibo, mga laway lang ang binibigay sa atin. Totoo na kagad. Ganun ho ba yun? Hindi ko sinasabing di sila dapat parustahan, di natin sila pinagtatanggol dito. Yung parehas na timbangan na binibigay natin kay Gutesa para dito kay Ping Lacson, ibigay mo rin dito kay kay Bernardo. Hanapan mo siya ng sandabukal na ebidensya dyan.
To the difference of 500 million. I relayed this to Sec Bunoan. The latter replied that he will prioritize the matter as soon as there is available funding. Subsequently, I found out that the projects totaling 200 million were included in the SGAB for 2025. These projects, as appearing in the SGAB, are listed Annex J hereof. However, Senator Jinggoy called me again for the difference of 300 million to complete the 1 billion project value that was requested. During the BICAM, projects worth 750 million were again included in the projects to eventually form part of the 2025 GAA. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as Annex K. The total budget for the projects which appear...
At talagang itinaon ho yan ng weekend para matagal-tagal ho yung pag-usapan. Yan ang kakalkalin buong weekend. Ganyan ho sila magmaniobra ng naratibo. Dahil papunta na tayo doon sa mga talagang mastermind dito sa na to, kailangan nilang banggitin lahat ng senador na yan. Ngayon, para sa mga senador, okay lang ho ba sa inyo yan? Tanong lang naman. Yung tipong hindi ko sinabing kailangan kayong protektahan ng inyong Senate President. Pero konting kortesiya, Sen, ikaw mayayari dito. Wala tayong magagawa, talagang kasama ka, nababanggit ka eh. Pero dapat kung mabanggit itong mga senador na to, dapat lang kung sana, pati yung mga congressman sa House of Representatives, meron lamang banggitin kahit mga dalawa lang. Si Aldicott Martin Romualdez, okay na tayo doon. Posible naman. Lang yung Bernardo na to, pinagbabanggit mga senador, congressman, wala.
Appeared in the 2025 GAA is
Ang
approximately...
sabi siguro ng Senado, gusto nyo ng mga pangalan, pues bibigyan namin kayo ng mga pangalan. Pero lang si Martin Romualdez at itong si Zaldico.
1.45 billion, more or less.
Ipasa natin ang galit nitong mga sambayan ng Pilipino mula kay Zaldico at Martin Romualdez papunta dito kay Bong Revilla at Jonggoy Estrada.
After Engineer Opalencia collected the 25% commitment...
At dito, hindi na maleta ginamit, ilinagay na sa box. Kasi pagka sinabing maleta, Master Sergeant Oli Gutesa, maparehas siya na, di ba? Box na pinag-uusapan dito.
Approximately 360 million and delivered the same to Diamond Hotel in Manila. Thereafter, I tasked my driver to deliver the boxes to Sen Jinggoy at the Artiaga building in San Juan City. Senator Jinggoy personally confirmed to me his receipt of the commitment and thanked me for the same. During the 2024 budget hearing for 2025 GAA, Engineer Alcantara informed me that Senator Jinggoy gave him funding amounting to 355 million for Bulacan First DEO and 500 million from other districts in Bulacan and requested that he, Engineer Alcantara, prepare lists of projects. The said projects are enumerated in a list here to attach as annexes L and L-1 respectively. Later on, sometime in the first quarter
Alam niyo anong ibig sabihin nitong ano na to, itong statement na to? Sinasabi ho nito, sambay ng Pilipino, huwag kayo magalit kay Martin Romualdez. Magalit kayo kay Bong Revilla at Jinggoy Estrada. Sa kanila kayo magalit. Yung mga nakikita nyo hong news na yan sa mga mainstream media, matagal na hong nakahanda yan. Baka kahapon pa yan. Ngayon pa lang nila yung lalabas. Kasi ika nga ano ho yan, ika nga alam na ho nila kung anong pag-uusapan dyan sa hearing na yan. Pambihira talaga, oo. Sulit itong pag sasalita nitong si Bernardo. Ang dami niya na ng mga ika nga talagang ika nga gamit na gamit. Yung tipong maililis na talaga kay Martin Romualdez at kay Zaldico yung usapan. Ibigay natin yung spotlight dito kay Jinggoy Estrada at dito kay Bong Revilla. Hindi naman sila yan. Hindi na, kung meron talaga, kung may tinanggap, sige, tinanggap. Pero hindi pa natin nag-decide nila. Pero ang ating sigurado dito, lahat ng kabalintunaan na nangyari sa 23-24 budget, hindi pwedeng hindi kasali si Martin Romualdez at Zaldico dyan. Anak ng toka, sila ang tumitimon, siya ang pinsan ng presidente, siya ang may lasing sa mga budget na yan, tapos siya hindi kasali. Pambihira naman. At pinag-uusapan natin dito, trilyon ha. Okay, binigyan mo ng tag-100 milyon yan, 125 milyon. Saan napunta yung tirang pera?
5. Senator Jinggoy asked me to get the 285% commitment for the aforesaid list of projects from Engineer Alcantara. Engineer Alcantara then delivered to me the 25% commitment, approximately 213 million, which I delivered to Senator Jinggoy at the Artiaga building in San Juan City. Senator Grace Poe. Sometime third quarter of 2024, J.Y. De La Rosa, a staff of Senator Grace Poe, requested Sec Bunoan through me if Senator Grace Poe can be accommodated in the DPW's NEP. Sec Bunoan told me there is a 500 million...
Kay Grace Poe na tayo. Yan ang gumaganda laban. Yan ang gusto ko. Di ba? Pagka may napangalan ni Grace Poe, yan bago yan. Totoo yan, bago yan. Ngayon, si Grace Poe, alam nga naman si Grace Poe lang. Wala ko ba kayong nalalaman about kay Zaldico at Martin Romualdez? Magsalita na kayo. Ano na ito? Ika nga, all out na to. Tatrabahuin kayo nitong si Martin Romualdez. Ano lang to, kumbaga, optics lang to, unahan lang to. Kung kanino ika nga itututok itong issue na to, kung kanino talaga ilalaglag, magkakayarian ho kayo dyan. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ika nga, sabihin nyo ng mga nalalaman nyo.
For Senator Grace Poe and instructed me to ask the Senator for a list of projects. J.Y. De La Rosa told me to coordinate the matter with Mrs. Patron, a contractor. Mrs. Patron told me to prepare the list. Upon my instructions, Engineer Gerard Opolescia submitted a consolidated list of the following projects, 1 in Laguna and 3 in NCR. These projects are indicated in the list here to attach as Annex M. Thereafter, the list of projects was included in the NEP by Sec Bunoan through Yusek Cati Cabral. Later on, the said projects appeared in the GAA for 2025. There was a 20% commitment collected for Senator Grace Poe. Mrs. Patron, a contractor, collected the commitment for Sen. Grace Poe at Diamond Hotel from one of my aides. Congresswoman Mary Mitzi Kahayon Uy.
Yeah.
There were projects released in Congresswoman Kahayon Uy's congressional district, which I facilitated. I submitted projects being proposed by her to proponents for funding, the details of which I am still verifying and confirming at the moment. Congressman Flerida Robes. There were also projects released in Congresswoman Flerida Robes' congressional district, which I facilitated.
Dapat ganyan, magbanggi ka ng mga congressman. Alam nga naman si Rida Robes, meron. Yung Rida Robes, yung maingay kay VP Sara noon. Yung todo tanggol kay Martin Romualdez at todo banat naman kay VP Sara. Yan, banggitin mo yung mga yan.
I submitted projects being proposed by her to proponents for funding, the details of which I'm still verifying and confirming at the moment. Congressman Zaldico.
Yan.
In addition to my statements in my affidavit dated 25 of September 2025, I was told by Engineer Alcantara, Congressman Zaldi would from time to time deal also with Engineers Gerard Pacanan, Gerard Opolescia, and Danny Villa. There were times Engineer Gerard Pacanan and Gerard Opolescia would give me certain amounts, supposedly from Congressman Zaldico. Yusek Traigib Olevar of DepEd. In addition to my statements in my affidavit dated 25 of September 2025, I wish to add that I have known Yusek Traigib as early as 2010 when he was still a staff of Senator Bong Revilla. He is a common figure in budget deliberation hearings, and by reason of which I had interacted with him on multiple occasions. Yusek Traiguib then worked under the office of Senator Edgardo Angara and then later worked under the office of Senator Sani Angara. When Senator Sani Angara became a chairman of finance, Yusek Traiguib and I would have several interactions as part of our work in budget preparations. When Senator Revilla was incarcerated with Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Yusek Traiguib and I would frequently call each other so we can help look after the welfare of concerns of Senator Revilla, whom I visited several times with Senator Jinggoy Estrada while they were in detention. Aside from the details I had earlier mentioned in my affidavit dated 25 of September 2025, Yusek Traiguib and I also had transactions concerning Senator Angara between 2019 and 2024, where Yusek Traiguib received deliveries representing 12% of the projects of Senator Sani Angara, while the latter was chairman of finance. As I previously mentioned in my affidavit dated 25 of September 2025, Yusek Olivar and I discussed the unprogrammed appropriations supposedly for the Office of the Executive Secretary. Thereafter, DPWH received a special allotment release order, which included projects worth 2.85 billion. The contract IDs for the projects worth 2.85 billion covered by the said SARO can be secured from the records of DPWH Regional Office for Region 3 and the 1st District Engineering Office of Bulacan. Moreover, in the unprogrammed allocation for 2025, there could have been an additional 12 billion more or less funding, which I am verifying and confirming at the moment. DPWH Secretary Mark Villar and Yusek Cabral. I was appointed Assistant Secretary of DPWH by former President Rodrigo Duterte in 2016 during the term of DPWH Secretary Mark Villar. As Assistant Secretary for Operations, I was assigned over the Visayas regions.
Kahit malamang sa malamang kay Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, kay ano pangalan to, kay Erap Estrada, kay Noynoy Panot, kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, at ngayon dito kay Marcos Jr., official ka na ng DPWH, kaya huwag kang magbabanggit-banggit ng ganyan ha. Talagang kailangan mabanggit pangalan ni Tatay Digong ha. Ganda na nga script nga.
While I was Assistant Secretary for Operations, I was introduced to Carlo Aguilar, a cousin of Sec Mark Villar. Yusek Cabral was already the Undersecretary for Planning Service when I became Assistant Secretary. As Undersecretary for Planning Service, Yusek Cabral was working closely with Sec Mark Villar for the allocation, listing, and budgeting of all the DPWH infrastructure projects. While I was Assistant Secretary, I was also later designated as Chairman of the Central Bids and Awards Committee, Central BAC. In the later part of 2017, I was promoted to Undersecretary of the DPWH during the incumbency of Senator Mark Villar and took my oath of office as Undersecretary before him. In the first quarter of 2018, I was designated as Undersecretary for Operations for NCR, 4B, and the 3 Visayas regions. Upon my request, I was replaced as Chairman Central BAC sometime in February 2020 because of political intrigues, as I was reportedly siding with then City of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, who was vocal against then President Rodrigo Duterte. All of this time, the funding...
Baka nakita na kasama ka sa mga kaanomalya. Dinamay mo pa yung politika. Na-relieve ka kasi meron kang problema. Di ba? Nasilip. Yung mga kabalbalan mo.
Of all projects was cleared through Yusek Cabral for approval by Sec Mark Villar. From time to time, Yusek Cabral would ask me to submit detailed list of projects with regards to lump sum fund allocations of DPWH, which list she sometimes would approve herself or forward to Sec Mark Villar for approval. Among others, this included EDSA and other major roads, project allocations, maintenance of creeks and waterways, etc. The commission for these approved projects was 10% and divided as follows: 50% to Carlo Aguilar, presumably for Sec Mark Villar, 25% Yusek Cabral, 25% for myself. Undersecretary Maria Catalina E. Cabral. As a general rule, with very little exceptions, it is Yusek Maria Catalina Cabral, with the imprimatur of Secretary Mark Villar, and later continued by Sec Manny Bonoan, who had control at the DPWH level to remove, include, add, deduct, or modify insertions of items in the NEP for infrastructure or those pertaining to DPWH. Yusek Cabral would tell me that she would communicate and meet legislators to inform them of the amount of their allocations and ask them for titles of projects that they want to include in the DPWH budget. In a matrix of process flow that I have prepared, which I am attaching here to as Annex N, Yusek Cabral has total influence and authority in preparing and finalizing the NEP for infrastructure. On multiple occasions, I personally delivered and also caused to be delivered cash to Yusek Cabral at her house at Tatalon, Quezon City, and other places. DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan. DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan is a long-time DPWH official who has held top positions through different administrations. I look up to Sec Bonoan and consider him as a mentor. I treasure his guidance and friendship over the years. Prior to Sec Bonoan sa
Yung mga binanggit niya na hindi siya inaiyak, hindi niya tinitreasure yung friendship niyo. Para dito kay Jinggoy Estrada at Bong Revilla, hindi niya tinitreasure. Kasi hindi siya naiyak sa inyo. Kaya Bonoan lang siya naiyak.
As Secretary of DPWH, I was the Undersecretary for Operations and Planning for NCR Visayas, having assumed the said position in 2018. Unlike during the time of Sec Mark Villar, when I was not given much task, even removed as back chairman, and had very limited operation.
Kasi nga meron kang problema, kaya ka tinanggal. Tignan mo naman yung ginagawa mo na yan. Di ba? Tignan mo yung ginagawa mo na yan. Tignan mo yung kabalbalan mo na yan. Nung naibalik ka sa DPWH, anong nangyari?
Functions during the COVID pandemic period, Sec Bonoan entrusted me with more operational functions and let me work.
Kasi nga magaling kang trumabaho. Di ba? Kaya mong ano yun eh. Kaya mong mag-deliver kaya binigyan ka ng maraming function na trabaho.
Work more closely with Yusek Cabral.
Oh.
Sometime in 2022, Sec Bonoan directed me to submit a list of projects for possible inclusion in the NEP for fiscal year 2023 worth around 450 million. Without question and delay, I asked Bulacan First DEO for a list of projects for funding. Thereafter, Engineer Alcantara submitted to me a list of projects for funding under the NEP. Those projects are indicated in the list here to attach as Annex O. In compliance with this order, I forwarded the list to Sec Bonoan. He told me that Undersecretary for Planning Maria Catalina Cathy Cabral shall facilitate and ensure the inclusion of these projects in the NEP. Engineer Alcantara gave the 10% of the value of the projects. Similarly, in 2023, Sec Bonoan directed me to submit a list of projects for possible inclusion in the NEP for fiscal year 2024 worth around 150 million. Again, without question and delay, I asked Bulacan First DEO for a list of projects for funding. Thereafter, Engineer Alcantara submitted to me a list of projects for funding under the NEP. Those projects are indicated in the list here to attach as Annex P. In compliance with this order, I forwarded the list to Sec Bonoan. In compliance with this order, I forwarded the list to Sec Bonoan. Sec Bonoan said that Yusek Cabral shall again facilitate and ensure the inclusion of these projects in the NEP. Engineer Alcantara gave 15% of the value of the projects. Also in the year 2024, Sec Bonoan also directed me to submit a list of projects for possible inclusion in the NEP for fiscal year 2025 for the amount of 900 million. I asked Bulacan First DEO for a list of projects for funding. Thereafter, Engineer Alcantara submitted to me a list of projects for funding under the NEP. Those projects are indicated in the list here to attach as Annex Q. In compliance with this order, I forwarded the list to Sec Bonoan. Sec Bonoan said that Yusek Cabral shall again facilitate and ensure the inclusion of these projects in the NEP. Engineer Alcantara gave 20% of the value of the projects. With respect to the commitments collected by Engineer Alcantara narrated above, Secretary Bonoan and I received a percentage. In many instances, during budget deliberations, I was tasked by Sec Bonoan to talk to legislators over their funding and other concerns, and to forward these concerns to Yusek Cabral for action and resolution. Sec Bonoan and Yusek Cabral. Every year, including years 2023, 2024, and 2025, Yusek Cathy Cabral apportions the budget ceiling for the DPWH's allocable NEP among the districts according to the endorsed programs, activities, and projects, PAPs. Although she would make it appear that 100% allocable NEP had been apportioned, Yusek Cathy Cabral would reserve a substantial percentage of that allocable NEP for her and Sec Bunoan's preferred projects. Sec Manny Bunoan would from time to time ask me to take charge of part of his own reserve allocations. The value of the projects that I handled for Sec Bunoan was at least 5 billion per annum for the years 2023, 2024, and 2025, with an average of 15% commitment. Of this 15% average commitment, Sec Bunoan, 75% usually would give, of this 15% average commitment, Sec Bunoan, 75%, usually would give me 25% of the commitment, with the rest of the commitment shared between him and Yusek Cathy Cabral. Yusek Cathy Cabral herself took charge of her own reserve allocations. Once again, I humbly reserve the right to submit another supplementary affidavit if warranted in the premises. I attest to the truth of the foregoing statements based on my personal knowledge and authentic records. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Ayun na nga mga kababayan, yun na ho, ito na ho ang mga surprise witness nitong si, surprise talaga, ayaw dumalon yan sa sa, tawag dito, dyan sa ICI, pero dyan sa hearing dadalo siya. So Luis, maraming salamat po sa pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayong lahat. Mahalin natin ng Pilipinas. Successful. Successful ang pagliliis kay Martin Romualdez at kay Zaldico dito sa issue na to. Wala kay Dilipe, wala kay Garciola, yung iilang mga congressman nagbanggit ng tagdalawa. Wala kay JJ Suarez, walang ganoon, di kasali yung mga yun. Maraming salamat po mga kababayan.